That's it. Okay, so yep, here I am a little later than usual. I'm going to take you to a church. I've had a little bit of additional research because I knew some stuff but I didn't know much stuff, as it were, and I've spoken to the rectory and it will be open not yet, which is why I'm not in a church, because they don't usually have the floral arrangement in the background. So while I wait for some people, or more to the point, when some people arrive, I'll tell you which church it is and where we're going. What's happening then, Bran? You alright? That's a shocking sight, just even for myself, let alone you people. I apologise. I don't feel brilliant. You alright, Derek? Yeah, it's self-inflicted, by the way, the reason I don't feel brilliant, but never mind. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to go, it's only across the street. Pretty historic. It's not the oldest church within this area of London, but I think it's the second. It was, I'll probably repeat all this when I go in there, but it was built as the result of an Act of Parliament. The Act of Parliament was 1710-11. The ambition, or the aim, was to build 50 churches because of the increase in population as opposed to the size of London at that stage. The one that we're going to go to was built, it's a Hawksmoor church architecturally, and it was built by a friend of Christopher Wren, the younger. So, you all right, Troy? There's a particular feature within the churchyard which I've always, whenever you can see it from the street when you pass by on a bus or, you know, walking, and I always thought, is that, and I still don't know what is that, but at least I know that it's grade 1 listed as a monument. But it is odd, you'll see it when we get in, and I know now what the inscription is, even though I feel that when I've popped in there in the past, I don't think it's visible anymore because of just weather and stuff. I'm not sure, actually, yeah, we will be able to see the top of the spire. So on the top of the spire there's the Queen of the time, which was Queen Anne, gave permission in perpetuity, that's the pronunciation, for the second most senior naval ensign to be flown at the top of the church 365 days a year, which is called, I think it's called the White Ensign. I don't have my notes in front of me. I do have them in my pocket, but that's too easy. Which is, in effect, a St. George's Cross, and in the top left quadrant is the Union flag. You're right, oh my God. So, that's that. What else do we know about it off the top of my little noggin? The church itself was completed by 1750. 1750. Nicholas Hawksmoor. What else? The reason that this and the oldest church within the Docklands, which is the area broadly where I am, close to the original Chinatown, which is no more other than in Sherlock Holmes books. Where was I going with that? Yes, the church, when I said the increase in population, basically the bishopric of London, I might be making it up as I go along. Definitely the Bishop of Stepney, who was big in the game and not a very nice chap. Although that may have been a subsequent one. Either way, let's not denigrate the dead. His church, as it were, the seat of the bishopric was called St. Dunstan's. I'm going to take you all there one day. That is very, very old. Obviously, it outdates the two oldest around here because of the thing I'm going to tell you now, which is that they were built as a result of people just couldn't be bothered walking. In a nutshell, they were like, what? That's miles off. And in those days, there were no, segways or motorised scooters. I think it was just Shanks's pony, as we call it, which is feet, or real ponies, which is what we call horses, probably. So, as soon as I finish this clear liquid that I'm drinking, because it started, this is my excuse, in case I need one, other than being a grown-up lady. I felt 2 drops of rain outside, so I thought, what could I do? Oh yeah, so I came into a public house. And just as an aside, yesterday I went to an area which is pretty, like, yeah, it's not central to London, but it was like I was really like it was nice in as much as it was like I don't know, going back in time a little bit. It was just the afternoon, and I had a friend there, and yada yada yada. So I said, obviously, should we go outside and have something to eat? That's a euphemism for a drink and food. And the pub, when I walked in, it was just lovely. Like, it was packed, and so was every other pub on that street. Obviously a nation of alcoholics, but that's not the point. The point is it reminded me of like my childhood, I think, like just the atmosphere and the people and the accents and basically it was a little East End that isn't in the East End. You're right, Victoria? So I went down memory lane. I wasn't even mugged. So I mean, it can't be that East End, but I shouldn't have tipped it out of the bottle. I should have kept it in the bottle, then I could have took my drink with me. No, I'm a professional. 1 second. Have you got any questions? You're right. Jay, I ain't calling you maybe we once. That's the end of that. Christmas? Is there really? There is. You're absolutely right. I was thinking, what's a bow? Bows. Yes, baubles. To you too. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I did not clock that. The other one is, sadly, denuded of balls, as it were. A little bit like this, the society in which we live. You're right, Jay. And the other one is as well. And there's no smoking signs everywhere, but there's a big full-up Australian fag box on the floor. So we're not going to say nothing. The keys who works here just almost came in for a fag, and then you heard me say that. Because I was told, on pain of death the last time, no smoking, because there's astroturf on the floor. Apparently they don't care no more. It's gone to the dogs. So, scrub it. Right, fake fag at the ready. Troy, are you from, oh no, don't dodge yourself. Yeah, I went to an area where there's a lot of Londoners, which is strictly still London, but if you'd have asked me before, you know, for reasons of football or something like that, it's not really London. But they do pay London tax, and they do have a postcode that if you search, it is London. So, but it's nice. It reminded me of being at the seaside, even though it's landlocked. It was just nice. Beautiful. Boat. Is that a nautical term, Ivan? I feel like there's a mistake, but beautiful. That's very nautical and in keeping with the theme of the church that we're going to go and see. Who needs tonic on its own? This is what I want to know. No one really. Armour of God. It depends whether I'm reading that in American or English. If you mean you're heterosexual, that's nice for you. Good for Jesus, etc. If you mean you're an artificial nicotine device, then I mean, you wouldn't be the sucker, everyone else would be the sucker. I feel like I'm going to leave that question unanswered. It's something for me to ponder in the wee hours, as it were. Nice, all right, Ivan. I read YouTube comments, as it were, like I'm proficient in the lingo, right? That's that. Didn't even finish it. Call myself a Londoner. Leaving drinks half drunk. No, not drunk. Half drank. Nice. Martin, what's happening? Where you been? Right, let's go. Sorry about the music. Well, it's going to copyright my stream anyway. Whatever. Don't even care no more. Don't care. Don't care, won't care. Yeah, they copyright. Did they copyright strike me? Yes, they did. To get rid of a video. And what they gave me as the reason wasn't music. It was, weirdly, it was about a largely peaceful ideology that we all know of. And there was three, sorry, one second. Thank you. There was, they gave me a timestamp that was literally a timestamp. There was no from this minute to that minute, yada yada. There was this split second freeze frame, and it was grainy at best. And they said it was, somebody passed away. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Lots of people have passed away this area. I mean, all the flowers we're going to go past. Where was I? Yes, graphic images. I could just about make it out myself, so it wasn't graphic. And that this is the Jewel well business that I intended. Me. I ask you, I'm a nice girl. I intended to shock or disgust if you're not too shy. I'm not sure how they can attribute motive. I just don't know. Anyway, let's flip you around so you can see. Oh, there's trees in the way. All right, hold up. Oh, that face is just too shocking. I'm so... Oh. Right, up there in the trees, no, you're not going to be able to see it unless you're on HD. I don't know. All right, we'll keep it facing that way. Right, okay, so there's flowers there. That was a motorcycle accident. One dead, one arrested. So, although I'm pretty confident that in the not too distant past, our beloved mayor said that you shouldn't chase people if you're a policeman and they're on a motorcycle in case they come off and die. And there you go. They did. And so did he. Right, let us. All right, that's where we are, by the way. St Anne's Limehouse. So I'm just showing you the, I don't know, Nicholas Hawksmoor again. Built in 1750 as a result of the Act of Parliament. That, let's come back. No, you still can't see it. I'm going to wait, I tell you. Till I've got, oh, it's a bit chilly in London. Till I've got a clearer view. And then I'll show you. That is unattractive at the moment for London. Shame. It is a shame. But never mind. That bit's lovely. Oh, so yeah, where was I? Ah, that ensign on the top that I still haven't shown you yet is used on naval maps. I don't know about nowadays. I don't think the telescopes can see through the buildings. But it was used as a point of navigation for, I was going to say seamen, but I'm going to change that to sailors, just for fun. And yeah, like I say, the doors won't be open until 5:30 in English time. And yeah, I did speak to the rector. Yeah, I think he's a vicar or a rector or both. I'm not really sure if you can be both. Let me show you the memorials while I just waffle. Okay, so old. Let's just put it that way. Let's see if there's any that are not rubbed away in terms of... Oh yeah, they ring the bells here, by the way. Okay, I'm going to see that pyramid? Can you see it? You're going to see it in a second. I don't think there's any Egyptians under it. You're right, price to pay. Yeah, sadly, the weather, the nature has reclaimed a lot of... I'm guessing anyway, I know that these tombs are inscribed with 18th century dates because of when the church was built. They don't usually consecrate ground without a church, and this would have been prior to the Magnificent Seven, if I'm right, which was an act after a particularly strong cholera outbreak when London decided to, still no date. Oh no, I'm telling fibs. 1805. They raised 50, whoever they were. Who were you, lovey? Just can't see the name at all. William somebody, but it's been etched away. Where was I going? Oh, the prim. Oh, it's on the grass. See what I do for you people? I get muddy, do all sorts. Anyhow, this in front of us, which you can't see because the weather is just not... I can't see it when I look at the screen. Let's show you. This is also by Hawksmoor, as far as I know. You see the pyramid? There's a coat of arms there, which I don't know if you can pick it out. Probably, yeah. Your guess is as good as mine, basically. It's not the royal coat of... Or is it? You can't even make out the animals at the sides. No, I don't think it's the royal coat of arms. Because usually the motto around the edge has its own little... There's an owl on the top of that, I think. I think that's a bird on the top. Either way, it says there, which you still can't see. I wish I had an independent light. It says the Wisdom of Solomon, which, oddly, I think is one of the names of the chapters of the Apocrypha, unless I'm very much mistaken. But there's no secret, that I know of, pressure points, or you push it and you get to go to a secret underground cavern, or... Tom Cruise is not involved in any way. Anyway, that's grade 1 listed. Yeah, this thing, and so is the church, but it's still not open. So I'll just freeze my way around a minute. Let's have a little see who we can see. No, it's Thomas. He's definitely Thomas, but we just don't know his surname, bless him. His wife, was it his wife? Was Sarah, Rebecca, there's Cooper. There you go, Thomas Cooper. Cooper, actually, there's a school called Cooper's in the East End. And obviously that's a profession, like a name that comes from a profession, making barrels and stuff. And we do like a drink, as has been mentioned. When I say we, I'm not doing a multiple personality thing. I'm doing a London thing. And I don't know who you are. I love this one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be hardest. Nope, I don't know you. Right. I mean, I wouldn't know them anyway. But you see them all lined up against the wall because sadly, they get shoved out of the way for the new... Oh, bless! Oh no, oh it's sad. When you see the ages, oh it's too much. I mean, yeah, that's got a coat of arms at the top of it as well. I'm so sorry you can't pick it. I need a better camera / yeah, I should use my camera. Anyhow, that would be for pre-recording. So they go all the way down along the wall. You can't see you can't see the ones in the distance. That there's a lot of Williams, let's put it that way. That's William Morris. Although I know that name. Cigarettes. I don't think it's the guy. Might be the guy. They're quite impressive. They've got double sidings. Oh yeah. Oh, there must be so many people under it. Oh my gosh, all of that side and the oh don't, I start getting sad. That's what I was going to tell you when I was doing my family history. It's not funny. Well, it's kind of amusing. I got back quite far, but I was looking at the census records in the UK. They're made public after 100 years in order that you can't use the info for nefarious purposes, etc. Can't read you either. Blackburn is the surname for this one. Joseph Blackburn and Elizabeth, which is the daughter, and George, which would have been the son, I'm guessing. Just come back around. Doing the census stuff, and the workhouse, which is where they sent poor people. It was a kind of prison. Wasn't a prison, but they separated women from their children, the men from the women. They shaved the women's heads. They think Charles Dickens, please sir, can I have some more? It's literally that gaff. And so I was trying to find records of some of them, my ancestors there, and the censuses, and then it's silly when you think of it, but I didn't think of it. I got really upset because I found them in, 1851, and then in 1861 the baby was missing, and I was like, oh, the baby's dead. And then my mum, who's very sentimental, said they're all dead. What are you talking about? Which put it in perspective a little bit. Right, so there's still graves all the way. Oh, they're 3 deep. Oh, mate, it's too much. Yeah, basically, this whole area, so the church is listed to grade 1. This churchyard is obviously still consecrated, but it's been made, preserved as it were, by an act of the local authority as a, not recreation, that sounds a bit moody, doesn't it, like a wildlife conservation type thing. That's my whole vocabulary for wildlife out the window. Right, if they don't open these doors soon, we're going back to the pub. I'm just throwing it out there. But they are having they're trying to raise money to restore a big stained glass window type thingy. And I did say to the rector that I would mention it to you all. I have just mentioned it to you all. However, I will get the deets. This is better. See, John Dicker, let me just put it to you that this guy knew what he was doing. He's got marble. So, he died in 1840, Boxing Day. He was 55. His wife outlived him but she still gets second listings. Anyway, she was 73 when she went. 22 years later, after him. What? It says Anna, third daughter. She don't even get a surname in her own. Okay. Yeah, she wasn't even 1 year old. And then Adelaide, fourth daughter, unusual middle and surname, was born on, how can that be right? All right, she was born on the anniversary of his death, but it looks like she... okay, yeah. She was... Oh, they weren't very lucky with their children. And then there's eldest daughter at the bottom, who for some years, she lived past one, was an organist at this church. She lived... Are you kidding me? Oh, no, 1816 to 1912. I thought I was going mental. I just saw the 12. I was like... And then 7th son, 5th son, eldest son. They're all on that side. There's a whole tribe of them, which is good because they're all together, as it were. Along that wall. That's... I think that's listed as well. That... Is it that one? I thought there was a bronze... The one with the bronze on it is listed. This is some muddy shizzles. Or shizzly muddles, whatever. But yeah, sorry, I'm coming to your comment. I'm going to sit down. Park my backside on the bench. No, that's not bronze. Come on, man. But it's still nice. Just I don't know who you are, love. 1730, whoever you are. Just don't know who you are, babes. Just can't tell. It's such a shame when the writing gets smudged, as it were, erodes, because no one knows who they are anymore. I don't know. I don't like the thought of that. Anyway, yeah, they're still all along the wall, although they're not 3 deep. This is obviously the posh part of posh corner. Oh, these man over here are 4 deep along the wall. Oh no, it's too much. It's too much. I mean, their graves must still be... I wonder if they put all the bodies over this bit in there. It's like the most macabre game of Tetris. But anyway, I'll give you a quick whiz around. I can't be bothered, my fingers are numb now, so... There, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4. 3s. You see how eroded they are, though? You just can't make out the... Such a shame. Oh, I can see here Mary Wicker. Wasn't that the other one? Wicker. Oh no, that was Sticker. Anyway, wife. What a job title, eh, ladies? Thomas Jones. It's a nice Welsh sounding name. Ain't got Scooby. Anyway. That's it. Oh, that one should be alright. The black one, that looks like it's weathered better. That's Isabella, everyone. No details because whoever's in front of her, like being at the cinema, has rudely obscured the view. Roberta Chambers, Robert, I do apologise, sir. It's got Mr. in front of it. Is the one to the side. Alright, here's a side view of the church. Did I show you the inside? Did I show you the flag? I don't think I did. Oh, shizzly mudness. 1 minute. You see it flying at the top there? So there's a gold orb underneath. It's back to front, obviously, by the way, because it's the top left that's got the Union flag within the quadrant of the St George's, which is right with the Red Cross. And there's weather vane. And just for anyone who cares, the weather is due north. The wind, rather. The weather. Right, so let's... I don't know. Last time I was in this churchyard, oh yeah, there's some more salubrious guests who've just been shoved up by the gate there. Bless them. No, in Union we joined together, Ivan. Sort of. I mean, we've got a bit of a love-hate checkered past in terms of unions in the United Kingdom, Great Britain and the United Kingdom. I think that gate's shut because there's a nice bench over there. I like that kind of shenanigan. It looks like they're just having a little lay down. Oh, sugar, my battery already, 10%. Let me sit down quickly. Right, if it cuts off, it means my fingers are numb, but I've got a charger in my bag, so... Oh, fudge. I knew I should have stayed in the puddle indoors, really. But anyway, that's the church from the outside. A bit sort of minimalisty looking. Oh, come on, battery charger. When was the church built? 1750, built for Speed 101, and it was the result of an Act of Parliament of 1710, which planned to build 50 new churches, but managed 24 measly% of their goal and did 12. But that's one of them anyway. I don't even... Are you on drugs? What does that mean? A neck row man, sir. Oh my gosh, how thick am I? Sorry. Not enough caffeine. No, darling, no. I leave them where they are. I mean, only if I could marshal a small army of them and, like, I don't know, take over the world, obviously, then I'm, maybe. But I've got a feeling the Bible's pretty down on necromancy. Just a weird one. Probably just in case. That is a shame that pub is no longer licensed. This, you see this here? It says Limehouse Church. It used to be a church. I didn't know that. You learn something new occasionally. That's why. Limehouse Church Institute. Always read the full inscription before you start imagining. Yep, so that's that. Anyway, I'm plugged in now, allegedly. I don't know how much battery it takes. I don't know why all their little flowers are over there, though. Surely nobody died under that tiny little tree. Oh, there's a Star of David hanging there as well. Odd. I'm not going to question it. I mean, who would I question it with? Who would I ask? Right. Daffodils, obviously. That's not it. There's another memorial here with a brass... the statue of Christ, and it's listed, so it can't be hiding. I mean, it can't be that... Well, they may have removed it and I just researched a dated piece. You're right. Is it Ron? Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on, Ron. I think it's Ron. Right. That door is actually open, but I'm not going to show you in case there's any nefarious... No, I'm joking. Any ne'er-do-wells watching. No, it's open, the back door. They're going to be open at the front anyway, shortly-ish. But I don't know what time it is. Anywho. That's the bronze statue of Jesus. Massive. Literally walked past it. Let me show you. What a div I am occasionally. But in my defence, I'm not batting at full. I don't know any cricket analogies. I'm not up to speed with brain cells. That doesn't even English. Right. That's the man of the millennia. You know, I know, etc. So it's a war memorial beneath it. Oh, it's got a little red poppy. I loves it. Look. See. How lovely is that? It's somebody's badge. It wasn't originally there. Oh, I like that a lot. I think that's very cutesy. Well, not cute, but apt. Fitting. Yeah, cute. I don't mind. Yeah, so lots of peeps. Can't read them all out, surely. No, I can't. I'm not going to. It does say, and in grateful memory, to the glory of God and in grateful memory of the men of Limehouse who fell in the Great War 1914 to 18. Greater love hath no man than that. No, sorry. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man laid down his life for his friends. Of any names not carved in perishable stone, God holds eternal record in his heart alone. Boom! Hold on to that. That's lovely, even though I just marred the moment by doing a big boom, as it were. Right, so anywho, loads of people. Let me just double check a few. I always do it, I can't help it. Because I did my family tree, some of the names spring out. Let's just have a look. Yeah. Aw. Bless them. Okay, so there's, two of the... There's a surname represented twice that's connected with moi. There's probably more, but that's not. Right, so... Bells just went. Was it on the half hour? I wasn't counting the chimes. Yep, they're going to be opening 5. Why are they early? Or is their clock slow? Anyway, these questions and more remain unanswered. Right. Yeah, you can ask me any questions if you'd love to ask questions. Yeah, Troy English, I'll tell you who doesn't. What's his name? That idiot one. Dawkins, Richard Dawkins. What a dope. Oh no, he does. He angered a lot of Muslims, I think, with that one. That's an odd one. It just says in loving memory of William Woods and William Hanks. So they're not related. Well, yeah, actually, one could be a son. Uncle and son, it could be maternal. 1887, both of them. Never mind. Sorry about that, boys. Right, let's get around to the front and see if it's open, because if it's not, I mean, I can wait 4 minutes, obviously. So around here, like I say, it's close to the original Chinatown, and the original Chinatown was here because of the nautical connections. This is Docklands, in effect, not modern Docklands, but it was traditionally the Docklands. And many of the Chinese sailors, they just got one-way passages, like not on purpose, like their job paid for their, I don't know, well, not paid. Yeah, their job facilitated them until they got to where they were delivering the stuff, which was here, and then they were like, yeah, bye, laters. So yeah, this was Chinatown at the time when Conan Doyle was writing Sherlock Holmes, at least one of them, when he was in the opium den, disguised, but smoking the opium, obviously. So yeah, so there's seamen institutes and missions for wayfarers and sailors and stuff around here. Still very nautical. But like I say, I don't think anyone's using that as a point of reference anymore, because for one, they've got a sat-nav, but for two, you can't. This, I imagine, I mean, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say this used to be a massive building in relation to the rest of the skyline, but not so much anymore. So I asked, I don't want to use this Christian name because it feels a bit disrespectful, but I asked the rector / vicar / priest type person, clergyman, if I could film inside, and he said yeah, but I didn't say it would be live streamed because I wasn't thinking straight, and the doors aren't open. I wonder if they use a different set of doors when they see me coming, or just in general. I'm going to walk out so I can walk back in and show you the front, like the, I don't know what you call it, the front view. That'll do, the frontispiece. This is far too modern to be next to this church. It's disgusting. Although it looks traditional. No, I don't. I'll show you in a minute. Sorry to just wipe my ear in front of you. Right, let's get down. Look at the street. The street's original. Sorry, I do get excited. Sorry, look. When I say original, I don't mean Roman or anything. I just mean when there was horses and carts and stuff. Look how narrow it is. I mean, obviously it's just an entrance to... Actually, let me take you down to the canal for a hot minute whilst we wait for the church. Oh, yeah, right, let me give you the... Oh, here we go. So really... Right, so that's the ensign flying up there. That's the front of the church. Also, there's that charming little... Oh, I keep looking at cottages. Lovely stuff, but I have no life. Or no one to buy a house with. Apart from that, I keep looking because hope springs eternal, etc. It's not crime to hope for things, she said to herself as much as anyone else. That's disgusting. Look at that. Not disgusting, I just mean unattractive in terms of history. Unless it's the history of the USSR maybe, or a prison. I don't know. Stop slagging off the architecture, okay? Alright then. Right, let's just take you down to the canal, see if we can see any shopping trolleys floating past majestically. Oh, I'm going to wipe my nose properly in a minute. I'm telling you now I'm going to do it. Right, let's... Oh, shizzle my nizzle. It's chilly. Just put your gloves on, Kay. That's what I say. I mean, this is the conversation I have in my head usually, but you're all here with me. Right, let me show you. Right, that's a barge. There's someone walking down. That's some graffiti. That's the canal. That is... I don't know what that is. That looks like it should be on an episode of Magnum P.I., but it's not. It's on a canal in East London. That's like a barge, a proper barge for transporting chisels. And then there's just the normal canal barges that people live in. And then that direction is south, towards South London. The river is ostensibly behind those buildings and humans. So, oh yeah, up there, that building is sorry, I'm just turning the camera because there's someone who might not want their face on there. Yeah, that is... Queen Victoria had those commissioned. That is a mission for seamen. That sounds so wrong. I cannot make it sound other than sailors, nautical people, persuasion mission. And on the side of it, so the other one is that one's Methodist as well. But on the side of it is, it just says the Museum of the Book, and I keep threatening myself, like keep thinking I'm going to go in there. But it's never open, and I'm wondering what book now. I'm getting a bit scared. Like, it seems very ominous. It's never open, but yeah, it's got to be the Bible, surely. I just don't know if it's actually connected to the building other than by bricks. Anyway, go on, Ron. You fill your boots, babes. You're all autonomous individuals in the church. Anyway, so church doors. Is he having? He said to me he'll have about 15 minutes, and it's a 6 p.m. service. But I'm sure he said they open the doors at 5:30, and literally hot-foot it out after the service because they put on tea and toast or something in the rectory, which sounds lovely if we weren't in the middle of London. Although London's all right, just when you don't go. This is my truth, the truth of me. When I don't go away, I usually travel like a lot, and when I don't, London gets a bit like, it's London, isn't it? That sort of thing. But then when I go away, even if I have the best time, when I come back, I'm like, I get so excited on the plane. I'm like, that's my England, quick, let's go. These, how cutesy, just how cute, on a scale of 1 to squeak, those houses. It's just too much for me, I think. I can take you up to the Parler Edwards, because the doors are resolutely shut, I'm telling you. Just do a little lap, because if I stop moving, I will just seize up. Sorry, I just like a little garden gate. It's on the other side. Right, probably a garden, to be fair. That's the rectory, so I'm not going to stand outside like a stalker. That's the rectory, the little cutesy house. Right, let's get up. Right, so this building, no, this wasn't the Parler Edwards. This was, so it's cold. This was the former town hall. Although I've got a feeling that Parler Edwards geezer was involved somehow. He was like he commissioned a load of libraries in London. Jay, I'm coming to you in a minute. Jay, he can't see your comments. Right, I'll just show you it for fun now because my eyes are watering, my nose is running. I'm freezing. This was 1879, 21st of October. Church warden, overseer, and the architects and the builder, etc., laid the stone. It's deep, so that's the stone, everyone. But it is decommissioned. But it used to be a registry office and a town hall, yeah. So I'll just show, I mean, it's, I don't know, who knows. I dread to imagine. Just says Limehouse Town Hall. It's pretty like, sorry, my angle, I just cannot. It's a very narrow pavement. I'm not going to get run over a few people. Depends what the deal was, what I got in return. That sounds like some sort of collective, and they've done it in rainbow colours. It says for the Library of Tools, knock at the window. Tool means something very different in certain circles, so I hope it's sort of, I don't know. I feel like they're probably people who borrow out hammers. I hope they are. Anyway, lend out hammers even, because my English has gone all London tan. Right, anyway, back at the church, the doors are still shut. Maybe it's the little door at the back, she says to herself, and all of you peoples. So let us, one more go, and then my hand is literally, just put your gloves on, Kay. Right, there's one geezer who I know he's dying to have a drink on that bench, and he keeps looking at me like, oh, what's she doing here? Right, let's have a pictures. Maybe he wants to do more than have a drink. I'm going to take my mind away from that side of life. I think. Right, that side door's not open. The main door's not open. The back door was open ajar, but surely they use it. There's no altar here. Oh, I was getting on with my notes in my head, yeah. They don't have an altar in this church, and the reasoning being, at least what they say now, is that because of communion, it's not a sacrifice of Christ, etc., like i.e. an altar, but they have a communion table that is also like a couple of 100 years old that they bring out for communion, Eucharist even, whatever, you know what I mean. No, shut up. I reckon I should have phoned. I should have told you I was coming. He's gone now. She says wrong and shut the doors. Batten down the hatches. There's a bit of nautical shizzle here. Even the little midget door is not open. I don't think it's for midgets. I just mean I like a little door. I don't know why. Just do. Sue me. Don't sue me. Oh, I shut as well. Although I did feel like I just saw. No, it was the flags flapping behind me. I tried. I mean, even their clock says. No, it's done. I'm well early. It says 5:10. Shit. It's another 20 minutes. Oh, Pete, it's cold. Right, let's go and sit down a minute. Is there another church I could be showing you? There is the oldest church in the Docklands. Is like it's a bit far, really, on foot. Because I don't really want to be walking around having people thinking that I'm filming them in East London. Because you never know what you might come across in terms of happenings. What else is nice architecture? I'll tell you what's nice, my bedroom, my little bookshelf, my house. I mean, in terms of me being in there and warm. You know what I might do? I feel bad now for the vicar because I said I was coming back. I mean, he don't know how fabulous I am, does he? So he won't know. He won't be like devastated. He did say I'm looking forward to meeting you though. Maybe he was just being polite. What do you reckon? Sorry, I'm not even looking at your comments to. Yeah. I see. I can't take you literally home with me. I can start streaming again when I get home, but I feel like I'd be giving away far too much information. Let's have a sit down. Oh. But I could use my own electricity as opposed to this silly little battery thing that I've got plugged in. I only wanted to show you the stained glass window. I can show you that because I can get a picture of it on the Tinterweb. Alright, ask me some questions if you've got any, because I'm frozen. Go on. Jay, are you what sort of break with reality are you having? Are you talking? I don't even know what's going on. But I just can't. Any questions for me as opposed to chitty chatting? Because I would appreciate that, and I would like to blow my own nose. I feel like it's the least I should do, but I will do it in a minute. It's a very tiny aggression, a microaggression. It's a made-up thing. Microaggressions are a made-up thing. It's in the same sort of similar vein as safe spaces and I don't know, gender normative. It means, could mean anything. It just means I'm offended, everyone get out of my way. That kind of thing. Could be that it's an aggression so small that you need a microscope, and in real life, get over it sort of thing. Thank you, Victoria, a woman of sense, finally giving out some solid instructions. See, I'm not averse to taking direction. You heard it here first. I could take you back in the pub. My drink's probably still there, to be fair. I shouldn't dismiss the service in there. Lydia, that's spelt nicely. Lydia Rien what? You sound foreign. Rien. There's so many. Maybe it's friend. Maybe it's not Lydia F. Yeah, friend is a nice name. Oh, I like it. Oh, such a shame. Do you know what though? If you he is a rector apparently, the Reverend. Where was I coming at? Yeah, if I looked at the original parish records, I could find out who these. I'd say poor unfortunates, but I just mean being shoved up the sidewall. I don't mean having a decent Christian burial in consecrated ground. The oldest church in the Docklands was also built as a result of the 1710 Act. It was called the Poplar Parish. It's St Matthias, but it's a weird one because it's no longer used as a church at all. They do feeding the hungry, etc. But there's a nun attached to it because I went and visited there the other day with a view to doing a video, but I had to find out when I'd be able to get inside, because either way, a fun fact was that it says now open regularly. Oh, there's a picture of the stained glass window, if you can see it. It's quite impressive. But they're doing something like St Anne's, STANNES, StAnne'schurch.org / can't remember. I will put it in the description box. I've got to wipe my nose. I think this here from the outside it's redundant. There's no point looking at it. But you can sponsor a pane of glass. Like there's a lot of panes in the sort of mosaic style. I've got to blow this out. I don't know what she's going on about. She's not speaking English. And even though I've got a few languages under my belt, it wasn't that one. Right. I mean, it could be a midget going radio rental and attacking you, but I feel like potentially it is. I know it's not, but it'd be funnier if the time bandits. They would be microaggressive. I don't know. They're not really micro, are they? Little people. They're just smaller people. Anyway, never mind. We won't get to see the inside of it, but screw it. Within the next week, I don't know why I've said 2 now, because I'm lazy and a procrastinator. I'll go inside and just film a little bit and then upload it. So, yeah, there's not really, it's not like 2-3 miles down. This is one of the main arterial roads, not this side street, the main road to and from the docks, obviously, into central London. And once you get to the square mile, which is Corporation City of London, you just can't walk around the corner without a massive, beautiful church. But around here, it's not that the churches aren't, there are a lot of churches still, and they are still active. It's just that some of them are like, after the bombing of the docks in the Second World War, some of them are really modern looking, unfortunately ugly-ish buildings. No, there are no other churches within. I mean, walking distance is relative, obviously, because it's how far I'm willing to walk. Now, there's a 1970s one that's too far away. There is a very, very old one that way, but I'm going to make that video all by myself, like in its own right, as it were, because I've got a lot of stuff floating around in my brain about that. I'm going to walk back towards the pub just because, for reasons of continuity, etc. Oh, I can show you the problem with these pavements is, she said, having a little rant for no reason. Oh, this bit of the road's blocked. No, it's not. The problem is that you can't get a good perspective on the architecture. So let me just put them up. You can't. Oh, shoot. Come on now. Sorry, they've blown over in the wind. It's a shame because it's unearthed itself. Oh, there's a picture of the guy. Oh, shame. Right, can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yes, because the pavements are so narrow, because it was such an important arterial road, I guess, and the buildings were already there before it became important, you can't, like, when you sort of pan upwards, it doesn't do it any justice. So I'm going to stand at the pub and see if I can't stop talking to yourself. Yeah, I could zoom in maybe and not die at the same time. Oh, shit. Oh, why do people insist on having wind mirrors? I'm just breathing. Ooh. Right. Architecturally, actually, that pub is... This part is original. Well, I say original. I mean, and cottages there, but see what I mean about the angles? It's just crap. You can't see any of the... That looks like... Actually, that looks like 1920s. But still, there's some... It's just... I don't think you can see them. There's little heads poking out of, like, imaginary stone windows. Without fail, I don't know if it's only in Britain. Someone can tell me if you're from a country that's older than, like, 25 minutes old. They always look... Not retarded, but either miserable as sin or just weird. And they're just like, I'm thinking, like, what is the chisel guy? What do you call him? What do you call him? Oh shoot, not a stonemason, but what do you call a chiseler? chisel. Henry Moore was one of them. Oh, someone tell me what you call them, because that's going to bug me now. Someone who makes statues out of stone with a... No, the gargoyles, I know what they are. No, I meant the ones that are meant to be cute, John. All right, John, by the way. No, I mean, what's the name of the trade of making them? It's the stonemason, but what do you call a statue maker? Is there... Let's not drive myself mental. Did I ever tell you the time? I probably have. That I've spent a good 18 months of my life trying to remember. This is pre-internet days. Straining my brain. Look how cute. Look how little that alleyway is. Literally the cute. It's got a little street name and everything. It's cute. This is an old building. It used to be an undertaker's, even though it's Burgers now. I'm not advertising. But you can't see the oldest. I wanted to show you that building over there, but it doesn't look that impressive. So let's go. Let's move on. It's another... I'll read you the inscription if my glasses... I don't know, bro. I can't see it from here. I can't get across either way because of the accident. Half the roads... I say accident. Let's wait for the hopefully there's an inquiry into it, but... Actually, that might have been a stabbing as opposed... No, that's the road accident. Right. Can't read it anyway from here. It's like grey. It's another institute for... I'm going to say sailors. Sailors sound so much better. Right. I don't know why I'm in. I could take you in. No, it's closed. It's Sunday in England. Just throwing it out there. There's nothing of any architectural value down that street. I can tell you that much. Although there is a supermarket that does cakes. That's not the point right now. No, there's nothing else. That away there is some old stuff. No, I think I'm going to stop it, get on a bus, do what I'm doing, and then do a vid from indoors. Well, I mean, if anybody wants me to, obviously everyone will be like, I have a life going. But yeah, let me try and get against darker background so I can read comments a bit. Stand outside the bookies with a big white background. No, that's not working. My coat will do. What are you going... I'm not even going to entertain it. I don't know what you're going on about, honestly. I promise you. I know you're probably talking to someone else, but answers on a postcard if anyone knows. There's either been a wedding or an unfortunate rice accident in this vicinity. Oh, sorry. I just saw it's a food place. I just got excited. No, that's me. I'm going to go home, eat food, and then it will be the first live stream I've done this year from home. What a year it's been, people. What an absolute shit show. I'm going to say it. I said it. And what? Just horrific. Praise Jesus, obviously. Fish and chips, the Great Commission. What? Hurry up and get here. Hurry up, man. I've got all this history in my head and stuff to show you. Oh, do you know what I've got for you, the Great Commission? If you want to, like a spoiler alert, there's a channel. He just goes around London doing interesting facts, etc. And he's quite, he's got like affectations. I don't know, it's quite alright. I was going to send you the link a lot of times and I was like, no, I want to save the info and tell you when you come. But, see, everybody, some people make the effort to come to England to see me. Obviously not to see me. Sorry. They're late for their dinner. It's clearly a fact. Such a shame that place weren't open. Why would you be open to make money? Apparently the economy's on its arse, that everyone wants to still close, even though the Sunday trading laws have changed a long time ago. Yeah, anyway, that way, canal, 1970s, 50s church, something like that. It's quite a way down, actually. And the oldest one, which is over that way, just while I don't go, excuse me, I'm going to save that and do that all together. Oh, have you? Oh, good. Good. Ah, oh, right. Taking up the rear there. That's how I'm not up the... Anyway, Kay. Clearly I haven't been to church today. As long as I can see buses going past me. we're all right because I've got more time because buses are literally passing me. I just can't think there's enough. I don't have a microscopic like knowledge of this area, but passing, like a passable, nothing really to show you unless I walk down to the Thames. But it is cold. I may have mentioned it 85 times. So, oh, I feel like, yeah, that church that we just came out of, that was used in a BBC thingy, but a couple of films, like well-known-ish films, I can't think of them now. And it's terrible when your own brain is against you. Yeah, I can't think what they were. I'll find out. Anyway. Maybe is it a hill to die on? I don't know what you're going. Is it a hill to die on? Wipe your mouth and carry on. You know. Don't let people live in your head. Otherwise you end up like a nutter like me, walking along the street talking to yourself, etc. Not to myself, obviously, but for all the good it does, sometimes I feel like it is. Ask me a question, any question, while I get to the bus stop. Anyone else? Ivan's comments, sometimes they take me a hot second, and even then after the hot second I have no idea. I'm sure it's a continuation of something else. Magnetism. It's a heavy one. I did mean theology. I don't know about particularly in terms of Rwanda, because I don't think that ever came to fruition. The scheme to, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, it's still deportation, isn't it? Like for illegal immigrants into the UK to be sent to an African country to be processed, because I guess the thinking was it's far cheaper to pay for people's board and whatever there, and also it deters, allegedly, people from coming. But there was a High Court bid by some humans to stop that. In terms of as an idea, I think that, okay, so let me take it back to London and churches, weirdly. So before the welfare state in England, there was basically the poor law came into effect. I'm going to muller this off the top of my head, 18 something or other. And that was the workhouses that I told you about, and that was pretty like dire. Although I guess it beats dying immediately, just dying afterwards. But yeah, destitution and poverty and literally people starving to death and children, you know, rickets and all of that stuff. High infant mortality rates, especially in poor working class areas, i.e. this one that I'm standing in. Where was I going with that? Yeah. So in those days, if you went to the parish and pled poverty, as it were, you pleaded your case, you said, I've got no bread, no source of income, etc. If you weren't born in that parish, they would just say, all right, on you go, son. Like, go back to where you came from, go to the parish next door. Where if you were born 10 miles up the road, which in those days was like far away, they weren't joking. They were like, yeah, bye. See ya. Like, in a Christian caring way. But no, there was a responsibility of each parish to, care for its own destitute. So in related but not identical circumstances, if genuine refugees have to pass through other first world countries, then stay. Like the first one where you're not in danger, like mortal danger, is where you should like set your flag, as it were. I feel like that's common sense. Why would you risk drowning or having your iPhone get water damaged on the sea, as it were, when you're already in France, potentially? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, to my mind, obviously, if you're an economic migrant, Britain would be more attractive than France. But that doesn't qualify you for entry. I mean, it does in real life, but yeah, to answer your question, magnetism, I feel like that was a bit of a PR, like a very extreme sounding, I think the Home Secretary at the time wanted to sound tough on crime and the causes of crime or whatever it is. But I think that just in general, if you are claiming that your life is in danger, that you are fleeing from a war-torn country, and you get to a non-war-torn country, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, you're home free. And that's it. But France, bless them, little frog leg eating brothers and sisters of ours, although probably not in the government, were assisting, aiding and abetting illegal entry into this country, and then demanding money with menaces to take them back. Liberté even. I think that's shocking. But yeah, this union of countries that I live in, we've got far more edifying things to spend our money on. Not that we would, potentially, but we've got our own poverty crisis, allegedly, and we definitely have homelessness. Although during the lockdown in London, at least, they managed to literally within 2 or 3 days home every single homeless person. But for years before that, it was like, you just don't have the money. At the time, the Prime Minister of now was the Chancellor, and he just had like a Jack in the Beanstalk style money tree in his garden, allegedly, because he was pulling it out of his hat. I don't know where he was getting it from. Obviously, hashtag taxpayer. But yeah, that's about the size of it. And also, it's heavily prejudiced, depending on the country of origin and the ideologies of the people. I feel like I must have told you all before about an apostate who came to Jesus in a country where it's not a good look, and tried to claim asylum legally, and wrote to the embassy there, and on Home Office, UK government Home Office headed paper, the person queried their application, said, you're saying that Christianity is a religion of peace. Excuse me. Let me just draw your attention to this Old Testament verse. I was like, oh. And then it was saying, in a nutshell, in a K translation, it basically said, if you trust Jesus, you're going to stay where you are, bruv. Good luck with that. Laters. We're not open unless you're of another persuasion. So I think that's just outrageous, because the Queen was still the Queen at the time. This geezer, not this bloke who was standing there, I mean this guy on the throne. Yeah, I ain't got no time for all that. But the Queen, I had a lot of time for her. She was ostensibly, the head of that Home Office, and I feel like someone should have drawn it to her. I think it's just disgusting. Literally disgusting. And it's not because I'm prejudiced in favour of Christians. It's because, if you're going to be a bleeding heart type, whatever, not people, organisations, if you're going to let in swathes of people because their lives are in danger, an individual apostate from Islam who has accepted Jesus is in a hell a lot more danger. Trust me. Believe me, because the country I'm talking about, I'm going to say the words limb from limb and leave it to your imagination. So yeah, does England need to focus on borders, language and culture? Oh, you sound like, what's his name? I love that guy. I used to listen to him. He's American. He does a podcast. Oh, how could I have forgotten him? I listened to him regularly. That was his Liberalism is a Mental Illness. Was that his book? I can't remember what his name was. The Bible in Acts, I want to say 14 or 19. No, Acts 14. It says, and God gave them the borders of their habitation and their language and their, etc. So it's not something that's antithetical to the Bible to recognise either sovereignty or that lands do have borders. I mean, we've got a very clearly demarked, like the ocean is the clue. Although now with the breaking of the Good Friday Agreement, they've just renamed it and slid it through. That's a land border. But in reality now the sea is it's odd when it comes to Northern Ireland. Ron, somewhere's got to be found again, lively. We need to get a map out. It's got to have Jesus due north, as it were. Yeah, it's not good. I'm going to say that. Birth rates. I watched a documentary courtesy of Dr. Jordan Peterson, which was, I don't know, I just saw it on his channel, and it was, it's not good. That's the one. John, well done. let's not get carried away. Well, the point about revolutions is they come around. The clue is in the word. Like, I mean, if you would have gone into even the pub that I just came out of 50 years ago, other than the fact that you may not have been born by then, but if you were able to time travel and just nipped in and told the average Joe, like the man on the street in the pub, that within 50 years you could be arrested for calling a man, they would have laughed you out of there lively. So, that's all it takes for things to utterly be switched around. Obviously, the education system's been co-opted for certain agendas, etc. But it doesn't mean it can't be reversed, because, as we all know, because we were all teenagers once, believe it, younger people watching it are like, no way. But yeah, nobody wants to be like their parents unless they're remarkably sensible from a young age. Everybody wants to rebel somewhat. So hopefully, give it 2 generations, if this lot even have kids, because they're too busy identifying as toasters or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it will be hate speech to have, whatever. If things progress semi-normatively, then eventually these F-wits, I want to call them, but I can't say it properly. Yeah, their children will be like, oh, mum, you're so embarrassing. Oh, no, you can't call them mum. Sorry, that's hate speech. Whatever. Some nonsense. So they'll maybe... Christianity is countercultural. Like it always really has been. At its core, obviously, Jesus was like, wasn't murdered technically. He was, I don't know, lawfully killed. Executed is the word I'm looking for. As a criminal and a rebel. So... yeah, even though Britain at one point, was having acts of parliament to build more churches because they were needed, literally, like the numbers needed for churches, it doesn't make, ostensibly it was the culture and in authority, but it wasn't, because we've got separation of church and state. So, what I'm trying to say, in as many words as will come out of my gob, is that eventually... yeah, the only way to rebel against utter degradation is with a bit of integrity. You know what I mean? If the generation you're coming from or born after is these nuts, then it makes sense for me to be a Christian, or to at least aspire to traditional values, as it were. John. Yeah. But not. I mean, as an analogy, but no, because Marx is, look how long that was, like 18, whatever it was, in the London Library, taking up our eating and putting his feet up, probably having a cigar while he's sending everyone else to, haul their money. What a libby. But yeah, that's took a long time, and that's still literally the vibe that is it. It's all cultural Marxism. They just changed the object of the revolution, the utopia. They don't even know. I mean, they keep splintering off. Rather than eating themselves, they just splinter into different and more obscenely deviant versions of the, Look at, for example, Germaine Greer. I mean, you've got to be a certain age to know who she is. But first wave feminism, she was, right at the top there. I don't know if she actually burnt her bra, but she was up there, bless her. And now she's been deplatformed because she said, well, I'll call you what you like, but you're still a man, kind of thing, because she's Australian, they don't mince their words. So, yeah, that's just unthinkable. Eating their own in that respect, but then it just splinters off. You just get a million different nutty interest groups. So, what made Jesus a rebel? Everything about him. Magnetism. He came into a generation of vipers and snakes and whitewashed tombs and empty, Sadducees and Pharisees and da-da-da-da-da. He came along, everything was going to hell in a handbasket, as it were. And he fixed that right up. Everyone was under the bondage of sin, self. That's the short answer. John, you're such a spoiler alert. John! Oh. Never mind. At least he didn't say the opposite. Who's wishing? Oh. I know, right. The thing is, I saw a really touching, it was a good few years ago now. It was an American senator. I don't think it was supposed to be publicly disseminated. Maybe it was. But he was saying a prayer before some sort of, I don't know. And he was like, seemed heartfelt to me. And he was doing it on behalf of the nation, like just bewailing the fact of like where they've gone with their, that late term abortion shit. Or like, wow, it's just too much. Like, it's literally, if you're gonna do late term, you might as well do like up to, I don't know, 51 years old, and just do all the, like, just murder all the people who are putting it through, and then repent clearly. Right. So anyway, on these bombshells, I can't see the buses because all the roads doodahed. But I'm going to stop the stream, and unless there's any like last minute questions, but then yeah, I'll do another one within an hour or two-ish, give you all a chance to let the adrenaline subside from the outside of a church building. I should have gone back, but my hand is frozen. It's not the right colour either. It's sort of a bluish, like red. Thanks, Ivan. Straight to the point. Laters. Ciao. I did say any last questions. Don't worry though, because I would like my hand to resume its normal. And there's a bus coming. Right. You're all welcome, and try to come and see me later, and I should be able to let you know when it's coming, because I've been doing it from my computer allegedly. My hand is numb. My ring is hurting. Like, that's so weird. Anyway, my ring is not hurting because it has no nerves. You know what I mean? It's causing my hand to hurt. Right, I'm going to stop talking now and get on. Right, love you, and see you soon. Ciao.